Okay, we're going to look at Nathan's freestyle. Nathan does a really good job of working on his head position, and he's a little bit too high with it right now. I'd like to see it a little bit lower, and he worked on that this week, which is great. I think the main thing that Nathan needs to focus on is as he extends out with each stroke, that he needs to get the full potential out of each stroke. And I think something that he needs to work on is you need to work on just the rotation process. And doing 6 kick and roll is a great drill that we worked on that helps with that. If you work on the rotation, especially where you're a tall guy, that's going to help you extend out. So right now, if I had a good hip roll and my body position's good, I'm not going to be starting that next stroke. And as you can see, that hand's going underwater and already starting that stroke. And because that arm's going out, now everything's kind of going back and forth. You're doing more of a back and forth zigzag motion with your body instead of relying on staying on the axis and not crossing over. I think just using more of a long distance per stroke and working on that is going to help you greatly. The other thing why you're rotating like that is because of the fact that you're bending your knee a lot. And when you bend your knee that much, it causes your legs to sway back and forth instead of rotate back and forth. So focus on kick sets on what we talked about, which was not using so much knee bend, focusing more on the ability to just use the ankle. Great job, and keep up the good work. Okay, we're going to look at Nathan's freestyle. Do a good job coming off the wall there, tight streamline. I wouldn't do as many dolphin kicks as you did. I like the fact that you're getting a really good upper body motion. You're riding the water pretty well, but the thing that you need to work on is probably pressing the T. And what I mean by pressing the T is from shoulder to shoulder and then right down the middle of your chest. You need to press a little bit more and adjust your head position. I think your head position might be a little too high. You can also see as you're going in, you're not getting the full extension out of your stroke. That hand should be closer in towards the head, and it should go straight in. So exit at point A, enter at point B, and that should be a more higher elbow. And what's happening is you're kind of swaying with that hip, and there you can see the sway motion going with the hip. So what I would do is I would focus a little bit more on the head position in relation to how the body rotates from side to side, but it's more of a rotation on the axis and not throwing the hips. As you can see there, you're doing a pretty good job. I think you can get, with your height, a lot more distance per stroke as you enter right there, I would rotate just a little bit more, and you're going to get much more distance per stroke. You can kind of see there how the hand is trailing around towards the side. You want to go high elbow, point A to point B like we talked about. I really like your freestyle though, and I think it's going to come along well. And I think if you make those few improvements, you're going to see a great improvement. Great job. Keep up the good work.